That a class of 11 kids would need 2 valedictorians, but there was no category in which we could distinguish one of these gentlemen more than the other. Academically, one has a .01 higher GPA, but the other one has one harder course in his course lineup. One is an Eagle Scout, one worked for the state senate. Both are Eagles. Oh, well, maybe I should just give it to Justin. It was tip the balance. One state football championship, won the Tommy Awards. These two have been trying to outdo each other since junior high. And guys, here's the verdict. It's a tie. First to speak will be Justin Hineline. Justin graduates having completed both Latin 5 and Calculus 2 with a cumulative GPA of 3.98 as of the end of first semester. He has spoken at many mission breakfasts and was the student speaker this year at our benefit dinner. He has won great renown both on the stage in our musical and with numerous awards at Model UN. Doing many things that I probably shouldn't discuss here at graduation. These are just a few of his many accomplishments. The first time I heard Justin speak in public was his 6th grade recitation of the St. Crispin's Day speech from Shakespeare. I wanted to go into battle after hearing that recitation. And I have been making him speak in public for me ever since. And I think that you will see that same spirit here today. So ladies and gentlemen, it is my great pleasure to introduce to you valedictorian number 1, Justin Hineline.
Thank you, Ms. Nielsen, for the kind words. They really do mean a lot to me. Before I get to the core of my speech, I would like to thank the people who helped me complete the meandering maze of going through high school. First of all, I'd like to thank my parents. You have resolutely fulfilled your vocation as my primary educators in an unwavering fashion. You always demanded excellence from me and were unwilling to watch me settle for anything less than my best. And for that, I am immeasurably grateful. Next, I want to thank my teachers. I have learned so much from each and every one of you, both in terms of academic content and even more importantly, how to live a good life. Lastly, I want to thank all of my fellow graduates who made this incredible journey alongside me. I am proud to be a member of the St. Ambrose Academy class of 2017. And to have had the amazing opportunity to grow up alongside all of you. You really are an incredible group of people, and I am truly excited about all of our futures. Graduating from St. Ambrose is a bittersweet experience. I have so much to be thankful for. The school, the books, the people. Each of these things have rubbed off on me and contributed to the person that I am today. This not only happened to me, but I have seen the way our experiences have transformed every single one of us. The people we are today are all in one way or another products of this environment. Reflecting back on my high school education, one of my greatest takeaways is the important theme of personal responsibility. I recently came to this realization through my studies in religion and history. This year in Cycle 4, we encountered the church's call to organize society into what is called organic communion, which often described in terms of St. Paul's metaphor of the body, depends on the coordination of diverse and complementary gifts dispersed amongst a community of unique persons. The manifestation of this ideal requires coordinated action by individuals, and therefore hinges upon an understanding of the importance of personal responsibility. Moreover, British historian Paul Johnson described the concept of personal responsibility that is deeply tied to both the Jewish and Christian traditions as the individualistic principle. It was from an understanding of this principle, and through our rigorous studies, that we chose to consciously reject the false claims of both the totalitarian communist and fascist ideologies, both remedies far worse than the social cancers they claim to cure. We saw the truth of this principle in Johnson's commentary on Lenin's implementation of Marxism, where he stated, "Within a few months of seizing power, Lenin had abandoned the notion of individual guilt, and with it the whole Judeo-Christian ethic of personal responsibility. As an aspiring future politician, this historical analysis taught me that if we want to create a well-ordered society committed to the common good, we must avoid the mistakes of our historical predecessors. And moreover, that this accomplishment fundamentally depends on both the value and the initiative of individuals, and the rejection of mass-scale utopian social engineering. Finally, I learned the importance of personal responsibility through first-hand experience. Sooner or later, life teaches every one of us that our actions have real consequences. This comes in two forms, either rewards reaped for hard work or the consequences of our mistakes. I learned about personal responsibility when I got a poor grade on an assignment because of procrastination, or received a punishment for a mistake. But I also experienced it in the positive sense, through the accomplishments of hard work. For some of us, it was winning a Tommy Award for Hello Dolly, and for others, it was a state football championship, or maybe even something else. Regardless of the particulars, these experiences are vital to how we see our world. What can we take away from this? First and foremost, it is individuals that write history. If you step back for just a moment and think about it, it really is something inspiring. We'll look out at the world encompassing us and see a modern era characterized by anxiety. The anxiety of man wondering where he belongs. Class of 2017, because of our studies and experience, we know the futility of this fear. And furthermore, we know that we have been given a purpose in this world and possess the capacity to be catalysts of change through our confidence. From a purely academic perspective, there are a lot of good schools in the world. Institutions that will show kids how to ace a standardized test, or inflate their resume on account of its economic advantages. But how many of these schools in the objective sense are truly good? Graduates, I believe that we are all recipients of attending a uniquely good institution. There's a simple reason why this holds true. Each of us have received the proper formation to know how to live a truly fulfilling and moral life. Saint Jose Maria Escriba famously said, "As a lay person in the midst of the world, you can and should sanctify the world and sanctify yourself in the world." I believe this is the core of what St. Ambrose has taught all of us graduates to confidently do. Our mascot is the guardian, and I believe it is a fitting image to describe us Ambrosians for multiple reasons. Foremost, because we, like the guardians of Plato's Republic, and the Swiss guards at the Vatican, have been given something special to protect, namely the truth. Next year, the vast majority of us will be attending universities characterized by the forces of secularism, subjectivism, and moral relativism. And in this environment, my fellow graduates, we will be ridiculed because of who we are. Because unlike those consumed by this world, we firmly stand for the truth. People will say you're intolerant. They'll call you a bigot. They'll throw every terrible insult against you. And worst of all, they'll pressure you to conform to a culture of promiscuity and sin. But I am confident that our formation has prepared us to stand strong. In the face of this adversity, we must never forget our true character. We must not abandon our formation. We must never forget that we are guardians, and more importantly, never cease being guardians. Because during this small piece of our lives that we spent growing up together, we've been given so much. We have learned the foundational principles of the faith, how to think critically, and through these been shown how to live an extraordinary life. These faculties are more than just skills. They are weapons. Weapons that not only prepare us to protect ourselves, but also arm us to wage the war of life. Considering my decision to join the military, I thought it would be fitting to say my final farewell to all of you with a famous Roman call to arms. Carthago delenda est! Carthage must be destroyed. May we always be true guardians, take up the shield of our faith and the sword of our intellect, and go to battle against every Carthage we encounter in our lives. Graduates, let us not only defeat Carthage in battle, but conquer it and transform it. And through these battles that lie ahead, may we stand steadfast and continuously improve both ourselves and our communities. And in doing so, fulfill our mission of sanctifying the world. Thank you.
Thank you, Justin. Your kind words mean a lot to us as well. You see what I mean? Can you see him as a little sixth grader on St. Christmas Day? Awesome.